What's up, Rob here, Old City Vapors, the OCV channel. This is my vinyl tag 2022, and this is for the vinyl community, hashtag vinyl community. And I got my questions. They're kind of some combo questions and a little different. I got them from Dylan at Noble Records, his YouTube channel. So I'm using his questions. I won't say I'm new to vinyl, because vinyl was all I had for years and years and years. And when CDs became about, I stupidly quit playing vinyl. So as of recently, I have gotten back in it. So I'm sort of, I won't say a noob, but I'm just getting back into vinyl. So my vinyl collection isn't huge, although it's growing rapidly. Anyway, so some of these, this is kind of like the beginner's vinyl tag, because some of my stuff is new and some of it's old. Just like my musical taste, it's very eclectic. It's all over the place. You never know what you're going to get. That's what Forrest's mom said. It's like a box of chocolates. Anyway, favorite album purchase in 2021. This one just barely made it at the end of 2021. And I'll take these out of the sleeves so there's not a huge glare on them. And this is a weird one. Some people are going to laugh, but I really like this album. I would like the same artist, but a different album. I just haven't got it yet. Anyway, this one is Cody Jinx. I know. It's the Adobe Sessions Unplugged. What can I say, man? I really like Cody Jinx. This is a good one. His new album hasn't really grown on me, but some of his older ones, man, I'm just like, I totally dig them. And so there you go. That's the my favorite album purchase from 2021. And man, it's hard. It's really hard for me to say what's my favorite, because really the list is just way too long. Show the record that I spent the most on in 2021. Well, I haven't spent a fortune on records because I've been finding a lot of them really cheap. Although that, well, I don't know. I just got like 8 new ones today, and I spent, I don't know, $8. And one of them is a box set. So the album that I spent the most time on, well, the item I spent the most on, it says, I didn't technically spend it, and this one's probably going to be in here twice. I didn't technically spend the money on it. My wife did. So basically, we both did, I suppose. And it would have to be this album right here. And it's not terribly expensive. It is this, Perkins. And this is a record day record day, like exclusive. It's translucent, which is cool. It was made for Black Friday Record Store Day, and it's limited to 1,500 copies worldwide. And it's just, I don't know, man. You know, I like Carl Perkins. This one was out of press for quite some time, and my wife totally surprised me with this one. She got me a couple of others, and one of them will be in here in the list. But this one, she totally surprised me on, and she said she kind of freaked out when they rang it up because it didn't have a price on it. And I don't know, it wasn't super expensive, but it was like $50 or $60, something like that. So yeah, that was my most expensive record of 2021. She gave it to me for Christmas, so it barely just made it at the end. an album by the first person you saw live. This one, unfortunately, and I can't believe, but I don't have any albums by this band yet. By either band, I should say. The first band I saw live that was a, big name band, they weren't a huge big name band at the time. And I think I was like 11 or 12 years old. Me and my friend rode our bikes down the road to the Armory, and there was a rock and roll show going. And of course, we couldn't get in because we were these little kids. So, we were just all bummed because we could hear it, but we couldn't get in. So we rode our bikes around the back, and ditched them behind the bushes, and we were hanging out, and there were these guys like loading equipment, out of a truck, speakers and everything. And they're like, "Hey, what are you little shits doing?" And we're just like, we're just hanging out, man. And he's like, "You want to help? You want to help us? You want a job?" And I was like, "Yeah." So they gave us like stuff. They were like, "Carry it in." So we were like roadies. And they're like, "Hey, you want a cigarette? You want a beer?" So we were like living the high life, literally. And that band that was playing was none other than Leonard Skinner. Why don't I have albums by him? Because I have CDs and DVDs, but I don't have them on vinyl yet. It'll come. Okay, next. Number 4, show a record from a band or a new band artist you got in 2021. That would be this. Again, something new. Well, it says a new band. It didn't come out in 2021. It came out in 2019, but I didn't get it till 2021. And I'm a little late on everything. Would be the Black Pumas. I had heard them. I heard of them. Never heard them before. I didn't know anything about them. And one day I was sitting here doing some computer work, and that name, I kept thinking, I got to listen to them. Probably not going to be something I'm into. And so, I was sitting here one day doing some computer work, and I'm like, I went, to my online music section, pulled it up, started playing it, and I was like, nothing like what I was expecting. And they described themselves as, I don't know, like a soul R&B band, or I don't know. I liked it. I went and bought it. Black Pumas. A really good album. I wanted just the standard Black Pumas. I ended up getting the deluxe edition because that's all I could find at the time. But really enjoyed this album. It's just a great album. Sounds good. The lyrics are awesome. It's just a good album, man. I was totally surprised how much I liked it. Let's just put it that way. Show a record, an album in the shrink still. That would be this one. I just got this. I've had this on DVD and digital and everything for a long time, but I recently just got it. And the only reason it's in shrink is because I haven't played it yet. And it is Zombified by Southern Culture on the Skids. Still in the shrink. And limited edition color vinyl LP. Don't know what color it is because it's still in shrink. I haven't opened it. Songs from the original EP plus 5 new ones. So, yeah. Dave Hartman, Mary Huff, and Rick Miller. Southern Culture on the Skids. I've been following these guys forever. Hung out with them at shows and stuff. They're from North Carolina. If you never heard Southern Culture on the Skids, give them a listen. They're good. Just trust me. You might be surprised. Anyways, what's next? A concept album. I was gonna choose an album I used to listen to when I was a kid all the time. I would lay there in my room at night and listen to this album. And I was going to choose it, but I chose a different one instead, and it's a little iffy if it's a concept album. I think it is. The one I was going to pick was definitely a concept album. Rick Wakeman, Journey to the Center of the Earth. The one I picked is, again, it's in classic, but it's Alan Parsons' project, Irobot. This is another one of those albums that, you know, I think he was a little, Alan Parsons was a little ahead of his time, maybe, music-wise, when he did this. This is a cool album, and it's sort of a concept album. I don't know. If I'm getting that in there, I'm just skating in on thin ice, as they say. Let's see. Show a record you love, but you have not given it much love as of late. This one is an album that I love. I hadn't listened to it in a long time, and recently, since I got it, I've probably listened to it in the last month like at least a dozen times, front to back. I can listen to this album, flip it, listen to the second side, flip it, listen to the first side again. I can listen to it like that. Anyway, Crosby, Sills, and Nash. So far, I picked this up in a thrift store, and you know the sleeve has a little bit of, you know, it's got a little bit of stains on it and dirt. It has the name on the bottom right there, Joni Mitchell, 1974. Is it the Joni Mitchell? I don't know. The album itself is in pristine condition, and this thing plays so good, and every song on the whole album's good. So there's that one. Let's go to the next. A live album, number 8. I got lost in my own questions there for a minute. A live album as of late. That would be this one. And you guys may or may not know who this is. He used to live here in the town I live in, St. Augustine, Florida. And this is Gamble Rogers live. And it's The Warm Way Home. Gamble Rogers live. And Gamble was a character. He was a storyteller, a phenomenal guitar player, and tragically he died rescuing some swimmers down at Crescent Beach several years back. And if you never heard of Gamble Rogers, look him up, listen to him. I'm telling you right now, he's a storyteller. We'll just say that. He can tell some stories, and most of them are true. And a phenomenal guitar player. Let's see, what am I on now? An album from a different continent. And this one I'm kind of maybe sort of cheating on. I do have some that would have qualified maybe, but this one, it's not really. I'm going with it anyways. It's Buck Owens and his Buckaroos in Japan. Different continent. Although Buck, you know, he's not from a different continent, but he could damn sure play the guitar nicely. Anyways, this is a good one of him and his Buckaroos in Japan. And again, I found this one in a thrift store, and I want to say I paid 20 cents for this album. And the jacket is in really good shape, and the vinyl itself is in excellent shape as well. Actually, I didn't pay 20 cents for this. I got this one for free. So even cheaper than 20 cents. They gave it to me. So there you go. Let's see, the next one up. another one, album number 9, an album of no, show your most out of comfort zone record that you got in the past year. Speaking of free, this next record is one that was given to me for free, and it was given to me just like last week. And I never heard it, never thought I would, you know, it's not one that I would go out looking for. And it is Tony Mottola, Romantic Guitar. And this, I had no idea. I mean, it's got all this info inside it. It's all instrumental guitar. And, I put it on and I was like, again, surprised. I was very surprised. It's romantic guitar. But I mean, it was recorded nice. It's nice guitar, I'm a musician. I can respect. I know good guitar playing when I hear it. And there's some dang-gum good guitar playing on here. So out of my comfort zone. I'm comfortable with most all types of music. But this is something that was just out of my ballpark, off my radar. Knew nothing about it, and pleasantly surprised again. My friend Tom gave me this, who is also a musician. I was over at his house playing some music, and he gave me a handful of records there, and this was one of them. Next up, and I appreciate that, Tom, if you're watching, big time. Next up, a punk or a new wave album. Can I was going to try to do 2, because I definitely have some punk and I definitely have new wave, and this is more of the more known punk bands. And this was also gifted to me for Christmas by my wife, and it is the Ramones. You can't go wrong with the Ramones, Blitzkrieg Bob beat on the brat with a baseball bat. Oh yeah, the Ramones. That's my punk pick for Vinyl Tag 2022. This one, here's another one that I'm just gonna say it. I'm not a huge jazz fan, although there's certain types of jazz that I like. So I don't have a ton of jazz albums. And but one that I do that's sort of jazzy is this one right here, which it's kind of old, it's kind of beat up, but the vinyl itself is in really good condition, and it's Chuck Mangione. I had this album in my old original collection way back in the day, and now I found it again and picked it up, and it has yet to make it in the sleeves and all that. But hey, Chuck Mangione. It's actually a good album. And it's considered jazz. I looked it up just to make sure, and it said jazz album. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. A soundtrack. Number, what are we on here? Number 13. My favorite number. A soundtrack. This is, I don't have a whole lot of soundtracks. There's a few I want to get. But this is definitely, always has been, one of my favorite soundtracks and one of my favorite movies. And it is The Return of the Living Dead. And this one is awesome. You got The Cramps, 45 Grave, TSOL, The Flesh Eaters, Rocky Erickson, The Damned, Tall Boys, The Jet Black Berries, SSQ, and great movie. Look at those pictures. The Tar Man's on there somewhere, I'm sure. And actually, no, the Tar Man's not on here. I can't believe it. Anyway, Return of the Living Dead. That's my pick for soundtrack. And look at that. It is still in the shrink. Not for long, because it's going to be opened and it's going to be played in the next day or two, because once again, I just got this one very recently. So what are we on to now? Album with no writing on the jacket. That would be this album right here. And it's not, it's a reissue, you know. It is this one. Look at that. No writing on there whatsoever. There's other versions of this that were released at a different date that say the best or the very best of Santana. Anyway, that's what this one is. And it's a darn good one. So that's my jacket with no writing. This one's going to be a hoot. I have quite a bit. The next question is show a album colored vinyl. I have a bunch, but this one, it just stands out. And again, you kind of probably gonna laugh. And we just played this morning, and I gotta say, my wife wanted this album. This was one of the records that she used to listen to in her younger days when, she'd turn it up really loud. And I hadn't heard it in a long time. And we played it this morning, front to back, and had it up really loud. And it's a damn good album. It is Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry. I know. I want to rock. Colored vinyl. Check this out. They have a few different versions of this, but I figured if I was going to get her a Twisted Sister album, I'm going to get the one with colored vinyl. And because it is translucent pink, translucent bright pink. Stay Hungry. That is my colored vinyl pick for 2022. I told you, man, we were going all over the place. The next one, Show Your Pride Dig of 2021. That, there's been a few. This one, not as old, I found some other ones. I got one right here that I really was stoked to find. But this one, I think I was even stokeder to find, and it's not near as old. But it is the debut self-titled Dire Straits. Love, love, love this album. And man, it's just good. It's just good. I don't know. You may hate it, but I love it. Down to the Waterline, Water Love, Setting Up, Six Blade Knife. Oh, man, this is a good album. I've listened to that numerous times already since I bought it. Next up, show a record from a band from the past that you totally bypassed until recently. That, man, there's a couple that I want to show in this one, but I'm just going to go with one. And I've listened to these guys way back in the day when I used to pilfer my brother's records. And then, for years, I hear the name, but I didn't hear them, and I hadn't had them on vinyl until fairly recently. And it's Herman's Hermits, a band from the past that I kind of didn't really listen to for quite some years, even though I did listen to them early on. And this is in pristine shape. And this is one of those ones that I got in a thrift store for pennies on the dollar. Double score. Let's see. What am I on next? Show a box set. This one is going to be weird. And this could have qualified for my out of my comfort zone type of thing, because I didn't really know anything about this. It is a box set. The box is kind of raggedy. The vinyl themselves are very nice condition. Very, very nice condition. Not a scratch or anything on them whatsoever. Didn't know anything about this, and I've listened to a few of the albums so far, and I dig it. And it's a weird one. You may laugh again, but it's a box set of Scott Joplin, his complete works. And I got this thing for, how many records are in here? 5 record set. I got this for 20 cents. Shh, don't tell anybody. 20 cents, and the records in here are in pristine shape. It's all piano, kind of ragtime piano. So again, it could have qualified for kind of out of my comfort zone. Although I'm not uncomfortable with piano. I just never heard it. I bought it on a whim, and it comes with, where is it at? It comes with, that was included in here, this little booklet, and it tells all about the history of Scott Joplin. It's in very good shape, and I was stoked to find it. And like I say, I bought it on a whim. I mean, I'm like, it's like under a quarter. If it sucks, I can yard it. It's actually good, and it sounds good. It's recorded, it's old, but it sounds good, and it's piano, ragtime piano. Show my favorite cover art from 2021. That would be The Magic Sounds of the Pine Hill Haints. Right here. Again, if you've never heard of Pine Hill Haints, you might want to check them out. The Magic Sounds of the Pine Hill Haints. Show a record you got as a present. Again, I've already shown them. It would either be the Ramones or that very first one. Was it the first one? No, it wasn't the first one. It was the second one. Where is it at under this stack of records? Right here. Good grief. Stack of records in front of me. 20 of them. Carl Perkins. The limited edition. Carl Perkins. That would be it. So there you go. There's my final tag 2022. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll put the questions down below if you want to do one yourself. Check it out. And again, thanks to Dylan at Noble Records, because, hey, I used your questions, bro. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Bye-bye.